Yo, what's good? What's good? What's good? What is good?
What up, brother?
Someone tell me what's good. What's good? What's good? This is 3 Beats Later, your favorite music making, beat making podcast and live stream. What's up, everybody? This is CheekyCP, and today we have a special guest. So we're very excited today. Let's see. Right at the top, I just want to say, if this is your first time on 3 Beats Later, we are a beat making podcast. What we do is we get together every single week and we challenge ourselves to create a new piece of music or a new beat or a song idea. And we challenge ourselves with different things like sampling a certain artist, or sometimes we'll make custom loops and stuff like that. And we give ourselves 6 days to do that. We also bring in producers. We also bring in artists. And we try to build a community of genuine music creators, and we get together and talk about the process. So today we got a special guest, and that is none other than Mini Producer joins us today. What's up, Mini Producer? How you doing, man?
What's up, man? It's great to be here. First of all, this is awesome. I was just talking about the background. I got my my own background. Thank you for sending that. I just look so fire. I look a part of the crew already. So, I'm pumped.
Dope,
Mini
man.
Producer, man, you are everywhere. Can I say that? You are
Yes, I am. Over.
It's funny because we got DeFingers on today too. DeFingers, you're muted just in case you didn't know that. But DeFingers had this thing where he always his piece of advice to really like artists and creatives is to be everywhere. And Mini, you are everywhere. It is crazy, man. Like,
yes,
Instagram, Twitter, all your content is just
MySpace.
Yeah, everywhere. Like Snapchat, playing like every platform.
I literally joined tonight because I was just gonna watch on the YouTube. I'm usually on the YouTube side, just watching as a fan. And this weekend, I just kept seeing Mini Producer everywhere. Like yesterday, he was on another community call, and I was like, okay, that I'm part of. And then he responded to my Instagram, and I was like, okay, message. And then he's like, I don't ever respond to Instagram messages. I'm like, okay, it must be a sign. So I was like, I have to tap in.
Yeah, I don't. I did say that on the call, like I don't, because I have a lot of going on, I try to say hi to everybody, but it's just business. It's not personal.
No, but you're literally everywhere.
Yeah.
And you know what? You were on that. Were you on that sync licensing call too? I listened in on that heat and the 0 to sync thing that happened a couple days ago on Sunday.
Oh man, I mean, am I really everywhere? I really was. Oh my God.
You were, yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like.
He's the real multiverse. Like he really
I was there. Yeah, that was me. Yeah, I was there.
That's dope.
So let's give the people a little bit of a background.
Okay.
And usually I would kind of go through and try to name all the amazing things that you got going on, but
okay,
I'm gonna just ask. We're all gonna ask a bunch of questions to kind of get that from you. So, you are a music creator. I think that you hold a lot of different hats, man. Producer, beat maker, brand ambassador, content creator. I've watched a bunch of different skits that you got going on. I want to call you kind of like a marketing. Maybe I'm gonna use the word expert, okay? Because
okay. Wait.
Social media game is strong, is all I gotta say. Podcast host.
Thank you.
What else, man? What did I miss?
Man, I mean, you said a lot, and I'm actually really grateful for it, because to be a mini producer, I'm doing quite a bit. Like, I'm doing a lot of things. Like, I've had to take more ownership in the fact that I do all these things because I used to not really talk about anything that I did. So I felt like people had no idea what I was doing. So I started incorporating that even more so in my content. Kind of like, oh yeah, I probably need to let people know what I got going on, but I didn't used to that much, to be honest.
I have a question for you about that. I got to chat.
Yeah.
I'm back. So, because I feel like that's a lot of us, like a lot of creators, and not just in music, but just overall, period. What was the point when you realized that you had to start letting people know what you were doing? Like, what was the thing that triggered you to turn that on?
My fiance, she kept telling me that I don't talk enough about things that I do, and I was like, oh. I said, dang. And she's like, no one knows what you're doing. I said, really? She's like, yeah. I'm like, oh, I guess I should start talking about it. So it wasn't really, I probably wouldn't have talked about it, but she encouraged me. Not even from, because like people don't understand, it's not bragging if you did it. Like I did all these things. So I mean, and I had to come to that place because I felt like, oh, am I bragging? Like, am I making other people feel bad because they didn't do these things? But then I was like, that's kind of silly because I cannot help that I actually participated in all these incredible things. It's just in the way that I talk about it is how, that's how you can come off a certain way. But then I also realized it's not my job to dictate, like, it's not my job to like make people feel like people can respond how they want to respond. But I just have come at it in a way of just talking about my experiences. And I found that that's been helpful where people have been very receptive. Because if you look at my content, like I tell a lot of story time content. I just got that concept from like YouTube, people tell story times. I like to talk a lot. So this is a condensed version of telling it on social media. But yeah, I got to that point. And then I just realized like a lot of the things that I did are more than a typical average person does in their daily lives. And I was like, oh, wow, this is like, to me, it's like, oh, okay, it's cool. But to other people, it's like, oh my gosh, like this is inspirational and like really helps them, be inspired. So that really, it was both of a balance of things, but mostly my fiance telling me that I need to talk more about what I got going on. So, I'm doing more of that.
I love that. I was curious. I was just curious, like what triggered it, because
a lot of people
get to that point where something inspires them to open up that door more, and typically that's the point where more blessings start to flow in.
And you got to, oh man, I love that you said that. Not to take over this whole podcast, just to say, I love that you said that though, because more blessings do come once you start opening up your mouth and saying this is what I did, because people have no idea, know. And so I didn't realize that more people want to give you more opportunities because they're like, oh, you're doing this stuff, and it's like, oh, okay, cool. And I really love that because it doesn't have to just be placements. Because the music producer is like, oh, you gotta have 20 placements to be, respected. But I haven't had to do that, and I'm grateful for that. Just my work ethic and stuff like that has been enough for people to respect me. So
I like
that. So can we bring it back though? Let's start at the beginning a little bit. So just in terms of music and producing music, can you give us kind of like a walk down that road? How long have you been producing music or creating music? When did you start, actually creating beats? And let's start at that point just to kind of get some background.
Well, walking is going to be difficult for me, Cheeky. So, we might have to roll down. You know what I mean? No kidding. If anyone can't tell, I'm in a chair. So it's only funny if you know that because we got the background. So I might just look like a guy with a big head, but I'm actually just really short. Anyway, moving on. So to take it back, I've been making beats since 2010. So for over a decade, back when I was in high school. And it was really because a family friend, they had Logic. Oh, no, sorry. I always think it was Logic. It might have been GarageBand. I don't know. It kind of looked the same to me back in that time period, So I don't know if it could have been anything. But he just was showing me how you could use the loops and stuff like that. And I just thought it was the coolest thing because he had an M audio keyboard, like one of the big keyboards that took up the table. And I said, oh, man, this is cool. And so I got Mixcraft. Mixcraft was my first DAW that I used, which is a digital audio workstation for anyone who doesn't know. And so that was the first software I used to make beats. And I used that all the way up until college. Like that was me and Mixcraft were best friends. And they didn't have a lot of tutorials for anything. So I was just really on my own. And the beats were not that great, but I was having a great time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's what counted. But I also had taken lessons as a kid as well, like piano lessons,
Okay.
vocal
Okay.
lessons, and things like that. So I've always been involved in music in some way. So finding out that you could do beats and stuff was just the icing on the cake. Cause I said, oh, cool. Cause I wanted to be an artist at first, but then I
Right.
remember asking someone how much their beats were, and they were like, yeah, it's $100 for like an MP3 list. And I said, oh, heck no. I said, absolutely not. Because I think I was still in high school. So I was like, I don't know what y'all doing, but I'm definitely not doing this. So I said, man, you can make $100 off of this, man. So I was more curious that people were doing this because I already thought it was fun. You know what I mean? So it
Yeah.
wasn't like just the money aspect. It was just like, wow, that's another layer of things I didn't know.
So
So
from getting into that DAW and starting
yeah,
to make beats, how long before until you actually were, selling beats essentially? Was that
I started
far?
I started selling beats in 2013. I sold my first beat
Okay.
for $20 on Bandcamp. The only beat I've ever sold
Nice.
on Bandcamp for $20. So it always reminds me of my email, like here's your all-time money, and it's like the $20. So I started that in 2013 because by like my senior year of high school, like I had my beats playing on their like morning show that we had at my school and stuff like that. So people started to know I made beats. And then once I got to college, that's when like towards that end of the year, like 2013, 2014 era, that's when I really started to sell beats online. So it's really crazy to think about, honestly, of like starting to sell beats fairly soon, I feel like, because even when I was making beats in high school, I wasn't super consistent, to be honest.
Right.
Like, some people might have waited to sell beats, but I said, hey, whatever. And people bought them. So I said, man, I must be doing something right because, whatever. Will like
What
them enough.
did you get in? Did you get involved with like a specific platform for selling beats, or was that different back in 2014 for you?
Man, I was on every platform if it had the word beats in it. I was on there. So I was just wanting to be anywhere that you could put your beats on. Like I did not care. I had them everywhere. I was messaging people like every day on SoundCloud, like, yo,
Yeah.
what's your email? Let me send you some beats. Like I still have the messages, on my SoundCloud account. So I was really just driven to work with artists and send out my beats and just be heard. I worked at the mall for like a very short period of time, like 3 months, and I worked at a kiosk where we sold like music and like sports uh, themed stuff,
Familiar.
like snapbacks and stuff like that.
Okay.
And we had a speaker, and I would play my beats on the speaker, and then I would freestyle on my own beats. So I attracted a lot of attention. And obviously that was the only job you could do that. You know what I mean? So but and I just, I got my stuff out there. People like my beats, which I thought was really cool.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I was on every platform. And then of course, Airbit, well, which was my flash store back then, BeatStars, like all the SoundClick. I was on SoundClick with like
All of
Vibe
it.
Hits, Superstar O, all those guys, that were on there,
Yeah.
DJ Paint One. And I just kept it going from there. So that helped me a lot, to be honest, with starting fairly early,
Wow.
kind of thing.
Well, now it looks like, okay, so 2014, 2013,
Mhm.
you start selling beats on different platforms
Yeah,
all over the
I would
place.
say like 2014 was like when I really got into like selling.
Shout out to Coca-Cola.
Shout out, gotta
It's
And
gotta have
sponsored.
it in the
are you
camera.
still using GarageBand this whole time?
No,
Or
I'd already
Soundcraft,
no, I was using Mixcraft.
Mixcraft.
And then I started using FL because shout out to Jay Newton. He was an artist on campus, and he was like, yo, there's this software called FL Studio. And he showed me how to get it on my laptop. I have bought it, FL. If you see me, I have it. I have the license. You can look me up. I have a license. At that time, though, I got it on my laptop, and I bought it in college, though. I bought it in class. Like I actually ended up buying it in class because someone needed me to mix their song. And you can't save anything on the free version of FL Studio. That's how they get you.
Right.
So I was like, dang it. I said, I gotta buy it because I gotta get this guy his, song. So I had to buy it, and that's how I bought it. So
Shout out to him.
This is the first interview I've ever heard Mixcraft being spoken about. So I had to look it up. I didn't know that was a dog.
Yo, it's very dinosaur age kind of thing, but hey, that's what I use, man.
Shout out to Mixcraft, whoever makes it. What's it look like? Acoustic.
I use 5, and I use 5. First of all, I think I was on 5.
Yeah.
Wow.
Dang,
But
they
they're
on
on
number
9
now.
now.
Dang.
I was
9
using
looking
5.
slick.
9, it's $75. Look at that.
Yeah, it's very
Good deal.
affordable. It's still affordable, and so that's funny. It's so funny.
Fast forward next week when we see mini producer commercial promoting Mixcraft.
For drinking and Coca-Cola.
Yeah,
Sweetwater website.
Yeah.
And we got to show your social channel some love. So if you don't follow mini producer, make sure you do that.
Yo, thank you.
Here you go. Here he is on Instagram.
That's me.
Look at Mini with Metro Boomin.
That's me.
That is. When did this take place?
Yeah, man, I think that was 2021.
Wow.
2021. I don't even know.
He makes so many moves, he forgets.
Yeah, I'm trying to keep up with the years.
Metro Boomin. Yeah, that's dope.
Funny story about this photo real quick. So if y'all see my face, I was really trying to balance being like if you see it, I probably look like I'm trying to have a great time, but I don't want to seem too excited, right? Because I'm like, I want to work with him. You know what I mean? I'm like, yo, I want to collab, but I don't want to seem like, oh my gosh, this is like the Make-A-Wish Foundation kind of thing. I want to seem like a professional in the space. So that's the face that you get. So I don't really know what kind of vibes it gives off, but I just didn't want to look like a Make-A-Wish kid for, meeting him. So, it was cool. It was cool.
Where were you at when y'all met up?
We were at Astro Studios.
That's dope.
Astro Studio. It was dope, man. I mean, like I said, next time looking to collaborate with him. But until then, it is what it is.
So you were using all the different platforms. I'm going back in time again.
Yeah.
So then all of a sudden you must have said, okay, I need to have my own beat store. Is this kind of like through one of the third-party beat stores that you have embedded on your website, or is this is your own store?
No, this is my own beat store, and we're gonna talk about this because we're gonna see like the pricing and all that stuff. So I've gone through a lot of various pricing points, like you see my beat pack, and I got big off of a beat pack. So that's why you see like at the top when you go to miniproducer.com is because I went viral in 2020 off a $20 beat pack. And that connected me to like a lot of artists that year during the pandemic.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So like that video for the ad got 1.3 million views.
Whoa.
Yeah.
What was the how did that come together?
Beat pack. It was this beat pack, my icon beat pack.
This one right here.
Yeah, it was that one. And
wow.
And it still sells to this day, which is crazy because those beats are older.
To this type.
Yeah. Like I've added some like updated like newer
classics.
ones. Yeah, I've updated some added some newer ones, but it's crazy because like what you think is not that great anymore, like people still like it. So that's the cool thing about music, it's so subjective. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And it's always going to come back, man. I'm telling you, in like 10 years.
It always comes back. And, that's why, like, when people look at my pricing, because I know it's definitely on the lower side in comparison. But for me, I've always wanted to make things accessible to people because I know, like, a lot of artists, they're at different stages in their career and not everybody has a bunch of money just to, like, throw at beats, right? And so I've never wanted someone to essentially go broke trying to work with me, just because that's just who I am as a person. I know I can charge more. I have charged more. I've done, various price points and stuff like that. I just go through different points where I'm like, oh, I want to kind of get back, and I'll see people. Like I had a guy this month buy like 19 beats for me, and he's bought a lot of beats from me before. Like he had a point where he bought like 20 something beats at a time. So like I have real diehard people that support my stuff. So I'll do this from time to time where it'll be priced lower so that, they can grab some beats and stock up. And then I'll just put it back at, an average
Nice.
point or whatever, my one offer type of thing. But I do
The
this
loyal
because
loyal
I love it.
customers.
Yeah, I love it. Like I love doing this. So I feel like when people look at like $10, they get a little nervous and like, oh, what, $10? Don't you know your worth? And it's like, yeah, I know my worth, and I also know that people are gonna stock. They like to stock up. They like
Right.
to get a bunch of beats, and and people hit me up for exclusives and customs. So it's never a problem about money in my experience. But everybody has their own way of doing things as far as business, and it's sustainable for me. And I do
Mhm.
content too, so I get paid from doing content as well. So
Right.
I'm never concerned about the money aspect, and I really enjoy working with artists. So that's just a big thing for me. And I've been doing this for so long, so I feel like when you do this for so long, you know what I mean. You sometimes have a
Yeah.
different perspective about certain things because I've like just been doing this for a while. So I love it, man. I really do. And I'm proud of what I've built uh thus far. But I'm using a Squarespace website for you were asking me what is hosted.
Yep.
And then
Hmm.
this is a Soundy player, soundy.com. And I like them because they have a lot of e-commerce features that are featured on their beat selling platform, which I feel like they are the best when it comes to the e-commerce side of things
Yeah.
and integrating that into what they're doing. So like I have abandoned cart stuff. Like I can tell if someone's abandoned a cart and all that thing and keep up
You
with
can hit them
them.
up. That's nice.
Yeah.
Like, hey,
So
hey,
with
hey, come back.
come
Get
back.
Conejo Malo back in that.
Yeah.
Get
Yo,
it
Bad
back in
Bunny,
there.
yeah. Get back in
Yeah.
there. Yeah. So um that's the thing, man. And shout out to my producer on Jib. He actually did all the graphic art that you see
Oh,
on my
nice.
pictures. He does my stuff now. And
That's
so
dope.
we and he also does beats as well. I have some of his stuff as well on my store, and we collaborate together. So he's just a really cool guy, but I had to shout him out because he's dope.
Super dope. Super dope. So when did you start seeing, I guess, traction kind of selling beats?
I mean, to be
When
honest,
did it become consistent, I guess?
I was fortunate, and I really do think it has to do with the time period because when I first started doing beats, like again, like I said, like there were obviously people that sold beats, but it wasn't as heavy as it is now. You know what I mean? So it was actually a little bit easier, in my opinion, to make a name for yourself online. So I was pretty consistent early on. Like I was selling beats in my dorm room too, you know. And now, when I mean consistent, it didn't mean I was making a lot of money. Now, that just meant that people were buying my beats and it wasn't super spread out. But like
Right.
when I started getting serious about it, that's when I started to get more consistency because I was still in college. So again, I was balancing like, oh, I want to do this, but I don't know, how I'll balance this with college and school and stuff like that. But
Hmm.
you know, I once you see that consistency, that really just pushed the fuel to the fire. But for me, I met my friend, my best friend Ryan, and he actually showed me a lot of stuff in regards to selling beats online because he was already doing music consistently and had been doing it longer than I had. So he showed me a lot of stuff. So I was doing like Twitter automation and all that kind of stuff, super phone, texting people.
Hmm.
Like I was doing a lot of stuff. And I mean, that was the first time I'd ever seen like really stuff, like, oh wow, I can actually make some decent money off of it. Cause it wasn't anything crazy. I think it was like $500 to $700 a month. And I thought I was really
Hmm.
doing something crazy. I'm like, oh man, like I'm really out here. Um,
Hmm.
but 2020, I would say was the first year for me where I really saw what you can do with beats because like when I went viral, oh man, like I sold that beat pack to thousands of artists, So
Wow.
and that was in a 6-month time period. And I did really great with that. I learned about money management because I did not manage that money as great as I could have. I bought a lot of ESTs and a lot of stuff I probably didn't need but thought I did. However, it was a great experience at that time just to see what's possible when it comes to making money with music. But yeah, I mean, consistency. You just gotta keep going. Really, that's what I found.
Yeah.
I like, man. I feel like you make it way harder in your mind, but honestly, you build a nice brand. Brand is the biggest thing. You build a brand because I was doing social media at that time. I was posting on Instagram like 15-second videos, and then I started showing my face, and I was all she wrote. Like once I started showing my
Yeah.
face, it was all it went all up from there. Like
Wow. I got a handful, and then we're gonna start listening to some beats that we made of
yep.
questions. But anyone else you got any? Just throw them in. I'm just gonna say one of my last questions is what are some of your goals for the future, or what are you working on that you're really excited about right now?
Man, so I'm really big about manifestation, so I don't really speak on necessarily goals. I just because I've learned I'm a powerful manifester, so a lot of times the things that I say happen in some shape or form. So really, I'm just living. Like I'm just really happy to be here and do what I love every day, and whatever that brings, as long as it aligns with like my values and stuff like that. Like I'm game. I've really learned to like not close myself off to anything because sometimes I feel like if you set a goal like it's like that one thing, like you're so focused on that one thing, and you can kind of close yourself off to like other stuff that can happen, or you're like, oh man, I didn't even know this was a thing. So I'm really open. Probably there's nothing too wild, you know what I mean, and it aligns with me. Um, so that's a goal, and then stuff that I'm excited about. Like I said, I'm just excited. I get to collaborate with like other musicians and content creators and stuff like that. I have a
Nice.
producer on my I put team, but it's like me and him really. Yeah, but like the duo.
Mm,
But his name is Unjibbed, and he's a super talented multi-genre music producer. And so I'm excited about that because I can use my platform to like bring more recognition to him. So I'm really excited about that. And then just all the collaborators that I work with,
mm.
officially and unofficially, whether it's team, not team, I feel like I'm part of somebody's duo somehow, you know what I mean? Anyway, adopted team member out here, but I'm really grateful for all the connects I get to make, on a daily basis. So I'm excited for what's to come.
And you called yourself someone who focuses a lot on drums. Is that kind of your specialty? And what styles are your specialty?
Okay, so as for drums, that is definitely something I'm more so known for, especially with the 808s. Like I'm a very bass kind of guy. So a lot of people know me for just power 808 drums. As far as styles, I have gotten into more different styles now because I will be honest, I did a lot of trap drums, just kind of what I fell into. But I have
Mm,
really enjoyed like live drums. Like I like pop punk music anyway. So I like the like live drum set sounds and doing stuff like that. I also like boom bap type stuff and reggaeton. I love reggaeton drums.
yes, me too.
So and it might be because my fiance, she's Hispanic, so probably gotten more into it. But I already like that kind of stuff anyway. But I feel like I'm more heavily influenced now, just because she listens to that kind of music. So yeah, I mean, but I like pop drums. I just like drums. Like drums are just fun. So I'm pretty open to learning, a drum style. You know, just may take me a minute depending on what it is.
Nice. The fingers. E, you got questions for mini producer?
uh yeah, actually I got, so you mentioned a brand yesterday, and if you can just talk a little bit about that brand, because these guys know know what I'm going to do with this segment, with this clip. So if you could just talk about the brand that you want to work with, and why you want to work with them, if you know what I remember what I'm talking about.
Am I talking about GQ? Wait, are we talking about
It starts with the letter T.
Target? Target. Okay. First of all, I do see myself in a Target commercial because they work with, they have a lot of people with disabilities. So I'm very, as far as brands go, I want to work with more brands that work with people with disabilities because something that I find is like a lot of people, whether it's intentional or not, like they'll see someone that's disabled and they'll use them to like a point to like as a diversity token, and then beyond that, that's it. Like so, someone will post you on their page and be like, "Hey, this little disabled person, like look at me, I'm so good," and then but they never hit you up beyond that. Like it's not like they do anything beyond that point. It's just to look good to other people, and so I want to work with companies and individuals and brands who see my value beyond, well, like as I see my own value, but beyond just being disabled. Like, I don't want to be a diversity token. I want to be seen for my talent and what I have to bring to the table. So those are the kind of individuals and companies that I'm looking to work with more and target. They always have someone in a wheelchair in their commercials. So I'm like, add me in. Anyway, so
Yeah.
that's where I'm at in that regard with brands and
Wow.
individuals too.
I have a question for you, man. I think that's dope that you bring it up, because a lot of companies, they do diversify, like you said, to a point, and then it's like, all right, let's get back to our normal, like, whereas like you said, Target, their norm is to be inclusive, and it shouldn't even be a word, really. It should just be people. But
people, but, we got to say that because it's not the norm yet.
Right. So I have a question for you, and this is kind of a subjective question. I think every producer gets asked this question. If you had to pick your favorite beat of your own that you made,
all right, we go.
What would it be? And do you have that beat available to play today?
No, I don't have a favorite beat, and I'll tell you why. Because I'm always getting better. See, that's the thing. Like, I don't limit myself. Because if you would have asked me that probably like a year or two ago, I probably would have had one ready to go. However, now, because I'm just immersed into this industry so much more, around people who are like 20 times better than I am and just been doing this for so long, I've stopped myself from saying like, this is my best beat, because now I'm limiting myself to what I can do, right? So I don't have a beat that I could play that's my favorite, and I'm proud to say that, because that just means I know that there's room to get better and better and do more stuff. So I'm just always looking to improve and just make better stuff. So
I like
that's
that.
where I'm at.
That is a great answer, man.
And to go to wait. This one. So I want to kind of tie into the Fingers question and add a piece to, not a piece to, but if there was one artist that you could call right now and do a beat for, who would that be?
Man, okay, I have wanted to work with Childish Gambino, just because I grew up listening to him, and I always thought he had a really like interesting style and unique and kind of out there, stuff that he said, and I was like, man, that's really cool. Because that's my thing. Like, in my bio, you even see like helping artists make timeless music, because I'm very about that. Like, sometimes I do feel like music sounds the same in a lot of ways. So I like working with artists who are, okay with breaking those barriers and just wanting to make something really dope and have fun with their sound and have fun with it. And so that's my thing. And I've always liked Childish Gambino, because I feel like he has fun with his style and his way of just going about his music.
I like that.
Yo, can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yo, Minnie, what's up? It's Peace.
Yo, what's up?
So happy to be on a stream with you right now.
Thank you.
I had a quick question. I feel like in every producer's life, there's always that like kind of like milestone moment where they hear a beat. Either it's a song, it's a beat, or it's an album that just changes them. Like, for me, I think about when I first heard Midnight Marauders, Tribe Called Quest. It's like I was a different. There's me before that, and there's me after that. So in your like life, have you ever heard a piece of music that kind of was like a landmark moment for you?
I wouldn't say it was a beat necessarily, it was a person. Wonder Girl is like a big inspiration for me for my drums, which is why I've always had such an emphasis on making my drums like it, so that is, I would say that was a turning point, a landmark moment for me. Was just one, I mean, she was what, like 15 when she was doing the Jay-Z stuff, and I was like, wow, that's crazy, because I think we're around the same age, or whatever, you know what I mean? So I'm like, man, that's so cool. And so at that time, that was just someone who I was like, wow, like you're making these crazy beats for these big artists. Like, that's so dope. And so I wanted to put more of a focus on my own drums. So she, would always talk about the kicks, kicks, the 808s and stuff like that. So that was a landmark moment for me. And that's really where you hear a lot of the influence in regards to my particular emphasis on making sure my drums stand out in relation to everything else.
Wow. I like that.
And shout out to Pete for getting a question in there. He was in the shadows this whole episode.
Oh, can I get
came
the
out
drop?
of nowhere.
Can I get the drop though?
Yo, here we go. Hang on.
Pow,
Oh wait,
pow.
I'm sorry.
Come out of the shadows.
There you go, P. He came out of the shadows.
He pulled up out of nowhere like, yo, I got a question. I got a question.
Pulled up like a Jedi.
I got a question. What was the album?
I turned my mic down. I knew I was coming in like Barry White. But nah, it was I didn't want to interrupt you. I was just flowing so well. It was such a great, interesting perspective. I like the pod right now. But
yo, I gotta bring it back to what many producers said though too about not having a favorite beat. I mean, that hits close to home because I think I'll get into kind of like, a month or two period where I think about some of the beats I made. I'm like, okay, that's like, these are the joints I'm focused on. I got like these 3 or 4, and just in letting go of something that you just created just opens the door for you to create more. You know what I mean? Like just not. And I think so. I played guitar my whole life, and for a while though, like as a songwriter, that's kind of like I would get stuck in these like not a rut really, but kind of stuck in a time frame where you're like just thinking about what you just created, and it kind of holds you back from open the door to something new. So that was definitely that hit close to home there. Mini producer with the gems, All right, so we promised we're going to try to keep it to an hour. We're going to go to the music making section or music listening section of the show. So if you're new, what we do again is we pick and give ourselves a challenge. We have 6 days, 7 days to create something. This week, we did something different. I created a bunch of guitar stems and then I passed them to the crew. So everybody had a chance to create a beat. I think we have 3 beats from 3 different producers today. So we're going to listen to all those beats. I am going to spend just 1 minute. I'm going to quickly play like most of the stems that you'll hear really quick, so everybody understands what we had to start with. So give me a second here. I'm going to share Logic, everybody. All my Logic gang out there. Shout out, Logic gang. No love. No love.
Crickets.
Come on. And
wait, aren't you using Logic though right now?
Yeah, he's in between.
Wait a minute,
right
yo, he trying to do some chess moves right now. Wait. You are going to the dark side.
I'm on all the dark sides.
You want to pretend.
I'm on Reason. I'm on Logic. I'm on Ableton. I'm just trying to figure out what works right now.
Man,
he's in between DAWs.
He was Ableton gang. Rest in peace, man.
Hey, I might not leave. I'm trying to figure out what one helps me.
Well, for $75, you can use the first DAW that MIDI producer ever used.
Yeah, Mixcraft.
Thanks.
Commercial.
You said Mixcraft. I'm thinking like Minecraft. I'm like, how you make beats with Minecraft?
You do it block by block.
I was innovative.
Block by block. That's hilarious. All right, so here's the track, and then we're gonna hear how everybody flipped them. So I'm gonna play the loop about choice through. Here we go. Or thrice through. Okay, great. So that was about 8, 9, 10 stems or something like that. Nylon guitar, electric guitar, bass guitar, and then some pads. So I passed those stems to the crew, and then they flipped them. We're gonna spin a wheel to see who gets to show their beat first. I will still kind of shout out that if you want to get your hands on those stems, you can still do that. We're gonna keep it up for a couple more days here. So you just go to the number 3beatslater.com. That's going to give you a link at the very bottom will be to our e-commerce site. So you can get to that right here, visit our store. If you want to go directly there, it's just 3bl.sellfy.store. And you can see that the Cheeky Silk Stems, that's what that loop was, is available. You can get it for $0 right now, or you could donate $1 or whatever if you want to support the podcast. So it's still available. We're going to keep it up for about a week or something like that. So without further ado, I am going to spin a wheel over Chan, and we're going to do one dummy spin because we like to just
5 dummy spins.
No.
Wait. I think P got a beat too.
P, do you have a beat?
Yeah, I have a beat.
Oh no, he didn't give me any.
That
that is
count
the
as
dummy spin.
That doesn't count as a dummy spin because
doesn't.
You mess up the
we have guests in the house.
The law of physics if you do it that way.
The law of physics.
Okay, here is
it's
the
not
real
the same in virtual.
The dummy gods do not abide.
And right now, if you shop at Avery, you get 15% off.
Ooh, I'm typing. Ooh, I need a stapler right now.
Stapler. It's only on 15% off.
Can I have my stapler back?
All right, this is the real dummy spin, and then we're gonna go into it. So it's not on mini producer first. Here it goes. Here we go. First beat tonight will be Education. Here we go. I will pass the
Education
mic.
is your time to shine.
Oh, I like that.
Power.
All right, everybody.
So, yes, sir.
Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, what is a DAW? What's a DAW choice tonight?
Ableton.
We're about to see, huh? Okay.
It is Ableton, guys.
All right. Mute up. Here we go.
Yes, Ableton.
All right. So give me 1 second. I'm just moving something out of the way. All right. So let me know if y'all can hear this real quick. Just a little taste of something. Y'all hear that? All right, golden, sweet. All right, let me switch it back, and here we go. So that's the track right there. And so for the second time, I'm only going to break down just how I flip the sample itself.
Woo! Sorry. Woo! Wait.
That was crazy. Wow.
Break it down.
Appreciate
Break
that,
it down. Let's see that.
Wow.
Yeah. All right, so I'm gonna break down the sample. I had fun with this sample because I challenged myself not to use this sample as the sample. So I did not want to use any elements as they were. So when sometimes you get like loop samples, it's easy to get caught in the trap of grabbing them and using the loop. And there's nothing wrong with that, but I like to challenge myself to chop that thing up. So here is where I started out. So as far as samples go, I'm going to play the first one that I used first. So here we go. You go back, way back. So let me show how this is actually happening.
That's a guitar?
So yeah, so I didn't even let it play. This is just the first note of the guitar of the slide. So I just grabbed the slide and I played it like micro sample basically.
Okay. You played like a piano. Okay, so you just
yes, sir.
Put it in the sampler. Whoa! I didn't hear that.
So
dragging underneath
I
the
did
water
the same.
right there.
Yeah, I doubled it up and I took the I arpeggiated it. I used the arpeggiator and
just to get like a crazy fast.
Yes. And just you barely hear it in the beat, but it gives it some contour, like some texture.
It does.
And then I brought this in.
Oh,
left hand. You pan that to
pan all the way to the
like
left.
That
you sneaky devil, you.
Yeah, so I panned it all the way to the left, but I let it play. But again, I did the same thing, but I let enough of it play where it created a secondary melody.
But the rhythm,
is
like a lot of push and pull there.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm loving that.
So most of the tracks I just copied the MIDI of the first string that I chopped. So if you look at all of these, the MIDI matches all of them. Because I like to do that. And then the bass. So I grabbed the bass and I just played a bass over.
Oh, you disrespected my bass guitar. Disrespected.
So I was watching. Yeah, so it says Moto Bass. Big shout out to Moto Bass.
Okay, that's right.
And I just threw distortion on it.
That's a lot of distortion.
And then I added drum bass, distortion and drum bass, and I kicked up the sub a lot on there. And so basically what I did was I watched a video with No ID, and he was talking about how he doesn't snap his tracks to the grid. And I was like, yo, I always snap my tracks to the grid. And I'm like, yo, I need more texture on my beat. So let me not snap my tracks to the grid. So in this particular one, I said, let's see how this works. And so I grabbed
Break away from the grid,
other pad, and I went ahead.
Yo, that right there could be like the breakdown in the song too, but keep going.
Lastly, I grabbed the nylon that you had, and I just did my thing with that as well.
Some panned left, right stereo.
So I put this mostly to the right because the other one is to the left.
Yeah.
And then the last thing I did was I grabbed a sample from a 1980 song from Saudi Arabia, and big shout out to Radio app.
We got to do that for the
so
next
I did that
probably.
In this challenge, incorporated it into this one. So broke it down and
yo, that's a great sample. What about? I thought that was you going. Nope. Is that a radio sample?
That's
too?
Contact, bro. That's Contact. So Contact.
I'm like, that's why I was like, is that the Emirates?
Shit. Yeah, all of that's Contact. But yeah, man,
Wow.
that's the beat, man.
That's
one
dope.
more thing I want to point out too. I said I wasn't about anything but that, but drums. I did same drum pattern, two separate kits. So my first kit was this is my first kit right here. Hold up. This is sorry.
Yeah.
So that's the first kit to give it some flavor, and I left it. I turned the delay on all the way on this joint, and then the original drums I played on this one right here. So it just gives it way more flavor when you hear the full joint. So I wanted it to have a different kind of vibe to it. Let it knock a little bit and let those offset snaps kind of give it. And again, I pan each snap to opposite sides to give it its own little feel. So
this is dope.
But yes,
yeah, Arctic is in the chat. Arctic is in the chat.
Arctic, what's good? Arctic.
He said it's fire.
Is he on break?
I don't know.
Oh man, welcome back, Arctic. But I'm
this is some mad scientist, Dr. Frankenstein. Like, yo, you really like use I like your utilization of all the different DBSCs and everything. Very fire, bro.
Absolutely. Good job. I appreciate it.
Good job, man.
That's giving me some Wu-Tang vibes. You got to get that right? American Saga.
Season 3.
Mm-hmm. That BPM too is nice and slow.
Don't we know somebody who got a placement with that though?
I don't know.
Do we?
Don't we know somebody that's in the group right now on it with us right now?
I don't.
The thing is, you don't got a placement with that?
BMF. I got BMF.
Okay.
But ironically, I did work on something this week.
Okay.
Ironically,
I mean, speaking into
it hasn't aired yet, but
speaking into existence.
Wait, I need the clip of that beat though that you got on BMF, man. The track.
I gotta post that.
Need that.
I gotta post it.
Is it on this season? The current season?
Last season.
Oh, I need that, man. I need to see that.
Yeah, sync licensing.
Yes, sir.
There we go. That's what it's all about. P, you're up. And yo, E, while P's getting ready to play the beat, E, I was listening to that sync presentation by Heat and Excalibur Zero. Shout out Excalibur Zero for putting that program together. But he gave a couple gems in the presentation, and just using that template, man, that's just kind of like keeps coming up. Save this template as name it something new and create another beat with it, because if you got a vibe going, that kit makes sense, man. First off, the next beat you make with that kit could be another beat to sell to an artist,
right?
Or whenever there's a sync opportunity coming up and you need that vibe, you know what I mean? Like now you have that vibe saved as a template, right? And that could be popped up at any point in time just to kind of be like, all right, if a brief comes up and it's like, we're looking for whatever you would call that vibe, I got it. There it is. Pull up the template, boom, create right there. All right, P is up.
DJ P. So
DJ P, are you Ableton gang? He's muted. He's muted and telling us about his beat at the same time.
You can't hear you, bro. He can't hear us either.
I will translate. This is a beat I made using the guitar stems.
Yashimoto.
Wow, we lost him. He's gone.
And he's vibing to it too.
He's going out.
No, I wasn't. For some reason, I couldn't find my mute button and share my screen. It was weird. All right, let me try this again.
You lost your mute button.
Yeah, I know, right? Okay, I think this is working now. Make sure I'm sharing my sound. All right, I'm ready. Word. So yeah, quick breakdown. I started off, I think, with the pads just because it felt I just saw the face. That's a very accurate face.
Thank you.
So yeah, you can see right here how I chopped the pads up. And I just wanted to just go real chill with this. I didn't want to go too crazy. So once I found this chop, it just felt very mellow to me. And
yeah, those pads.
Yeah, those are really, really nice that you sent. I transposed them down a little bit, and I kind of did what E did with some of the other instruments. Like I just kind of followed the same chops. So for instance, the bass was kind of similar. And yeah, and then to kind of add some variety, I mess with the nylon. And yeah, just brought everything together.
Is that a drum loop you're using, P, or is that?
No, I programmed those.
Okay.
Yeah, I programmed those drums. It's pretty much just a boom bap. Like I said, for some reason I didn't really want to go crazy, so it was just kind of just the regular boom bap loop for the most part.
The tempo is making me move. Oh, you got some hats going on there too. Okay, nice. And where did the sample come from? Is that another?
Oh
YouTube?
yeah, that's no. I feel like it's just from my sample bank.
That's me cleaning my glasses.
Yep, and that's about it.
Nice, P.
Dang.
Okay.
Yo, I said this was this gave me Double Dragon 2023 in credits vibes. It's a dope track, but then you know how on the video games like they kept the drums real like 16-bit.
Yeah.
It feels like you pull back on the drums intentionally to give it a softer, you know what I'm saying? Like it's really dope. I like that.
And when you play the nylon guitar where you chop it up and then you hit the pads with the nylon guitar, it kind of has that that feel. Like it almost sounds like a keyboard or something like that. All right.
Yeah, I mean it was a great and fun thing to chop because it just laid itself out like that.
I feel like should we? If it feels bad having Minnie wait to the end here,
ask him what he thinks.
Minnie producer
feels like a setup. Are we making?
It feels like a setup.
Put it in.
Yo, I'm a fair player. I mean, hey, it didn't spin on my name. You know what I mean? It's how it goes.
The wheel.
As soon as the
wheel has spoken.
The wheel spoken.
I don't want to come after Minnie producer. I don't want to go after him.
He's gonna be like, you know what? I'm sick of waiting. I'm done.
I flipped the screen away.
Maybe it's right that the guests get the final say.
That's true.
It's not
ready to wait.
I'm gonna try to share. Hold on.
We used to have a rule where guests go second, but then I don't know why we abandoned that. So, but we are saving the guest as the last. But okay, here we go.
Let me know if you can hear it.
Logic Gang. Yeah, we hear that.
All right, cool.
Nah, I don't even. Nope, we can't hear it. Nope. I'm already vibing. Nope, we can't hear it.
All right, here we go.
Yo, how much are tickets? How much are tickets?
Yo, wait. What was it at the end? What is that? Track. Hold on, let me see that.
Track 170.
So it's only 60 tracks. It's actually not bad.
The Brahmas. I can't see under the writing. Is it? What is it? Number 40, 43.
You want me to erase
That's
artwork?
typical bass and trailer music. They're called Brahms. I've seen like BRAMS, BRAAMS.
Okay,
a lot
so
of people,
then maybe I'm talking about 647 then. There's something that you added at the end. It sounded like vocals, like a almost like a choir.
Oh no,
kind of.
there's a choir track. So there's I have a Heaviosity free choir called Motive Choir that comes in sort of at the beginning. That's more of like a pad choir. But the choir that I use in all my trailer stuff is from Sound Iron called Requiem Light. And that's the chants.
Yes, that's what I was hearing. I was like,
yo,
Wow.
that is crazy. What?
To just add the energy, and they have this option where you can have just different Latin phrases coming in. You can choose a phrase and build your own.
Dominus. It's not going to say Dominus, is it?
You can make it. They have one that says Dominus. There's Da, and then there's Nice. There's Noose. I got to find me, but somewhere in there you can build your own phrases. But they also have preset phrases.
Dominus.
It's
Wait, hold up, bro. Did you say this was free?
No, that one's not. The Heaviosity one.
Heaviosity was free.
Just a pad. Okay. There's sort of like a cheaper one that has sort of like phrases. Spitfire Audio has one called Epic Choir that's like $29, 29 pounds. I don't remember the exact price on the Sound Iron.
Yo, that plugin just put out so many choirs out of business just by listening to that right now.
I mean, you could record your own and do it. It's a lot to go on this track. For many, I'll tell you, if you want to get some drums, man, Heaviosity, the best drums in trailer music.
I'm about to write this down. I was just so blown away by everything. I almost walked with this one, to be honest.
No,
this might have been this might have cured me right here.
That's
might have been it. This was dope.
Wow. I mean, that's a compliment, man. Like,
yeah, I mean, if you got people walking that can't walk, I mean, you already know you did something right. That's crazy. Wow. That was so dope.
We could talk. Yeah, we could definitely have a chat. But
we're chatting. It's over. Like I'm getting in my DMs.
I'm opening. You made the undMable DMable.
Yeah, I'm ready.
I'm damage too. Like I layer this with all my drums, even if I'm doing like R&B, hip hop, pop stuff. It's they're heavy drums.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Wow.
And then they also have I use a loop on this. They have a bunch of loops. It's not a cheap plugin, but you can catch it on sale around the holidays.
It must be great though. I don't know.
Yeah.
The thing is, do you? I know you give some of those templates out in terms of like the lab stuff. Do you ever sell your actual Logic templates for a trailer that you put together like this? Like I feel like this could be a product of yours. You know what I mean?
You
it's
should.
Crazy. One of the trailer composers I follow literally just started a business a couple of days ago where he's offering people, he's giving them some money and then they get a percentage of sales. So I was thinking about doing it on his platform and then also doing it on mine and then just saying, hey, I use these plugins. So stay tuned. That's actually a good idea.
Okay, well, just hook it up with like a coupon code or something like that. Just never forget.
Yeah, what I have been doing, and I did I've been offering services again, not cheap because it takes time. Like this, I didn't take 6 days. I got it like I didn't decide to do it until like Saturday or Sunday. And once I saw like, okay, I saw a MIDI producer on the hard drive call and he was on something else. I was like, okay, I want to be in the room, but I also want to have something. So I started offering to artists, singers, rappers, trailerizing their songs. And then, you gotta have a budget. And then if you like, I can pitch it to libraries I'm working with.
Nice. So, that is dope, man. That is.
Yeah, we're gonna be working together because I want to get more into the sync side anyway. So we're talking. Definitely.
Letting you know. Speaking of sync, actually, I'll share it in the chat here. If anyone watches this, I just put together literally like this week for the sync community, on a bunch of different sync communities. I put together sync conferences that should be on your radar for 2023. I put it together. It's a spreadsheet. You can add sync conferences. You can edit stuff on there. So I'm trying to make it like a user generated, like, hey, you should be here. I'm going to be at NAMM in the building. I'm hosting a sync call. Speaking of Excalibur Zero, he will be on the panel that I put together for NAMM. It's going to be insane.
Nice.
And along with like 7 other people. I'm going to actually announce all the people tomorrow because tomorrow is actually the 1 month. 1 month from tomorrow is the sync panel at NAMM. So yeah, really just trying to get out there and push this thing forward. But trailer music, sync licensing, that's been the focus. So everything I make has been, unless it's like an artist reaches out and like, they pay or whatever, or someone I really want to work with. But other than that, everything I make is for trailers or for sync licensing.
Wow. That's incredible.
Nice, man. So these are all the conferences you're looking at? We got a bunch of them.
Oh, I'm not going to them all. No, I'm not going to them all.
Okay.
I'm going to probably Get Repped. I actually am working a deal with them. That's virtual, so everyone can attend that. And definitely NAMM. I don't know about the other ones yet, but I literally just sent a message to Trey Ace about V3 Music to see if that's the actual date and location and everything.
Nice.
And then there's some others that are just on the radar, and then people, you can add to it, you can edit it. There's some great ones on there. We can't make it all. If you pay attention, a lot of them are in California. I would love to work with some companies. Maybe I'll talk to some people at NAMM to get more focused on the East Coast. There's a couple in New York, but they're not really, it's like 2 out of like 30. Like half of them or more are in California. So I would love to get some, in Atlanta. There should be something in Atlanta. There should be something there should be more than AES in New York. There should be something in DC. It's not really a big sync place, but Atlanta's definitely.
We should keep October in mind. We could Amtrak up and crash that P spot. There we go. See, we got the hotel and lodging.
Pull up.
Hooked up.
Got the guest
okay, keep
room.
going.
Wait, we should share that. Are we going to share that Google Doc in the YouTube or on the?
You can share it. Yeah, you can share it in the YouTube.
Okay.
If anyone doesn't get the link, you can DM me on Instagram and I'll share it with you. But yeah, it's a public link. You can edit it. You can make changes. I should make a copy in case someone like messes it up because it took me some time. But yeah, people have been adding stuff from like over Europe because I know nothing about the European. Someone added a conference that's in Finland. I'm like, okay, cool.
Wow.
So yeah, plan to make a lot of networking things happen at NAMM this year, like last year. So, but yeah, the track those are the drums. So definitely everyone check out Heavyosity. Really great for layering. The guitars themselves. I actually kept the loops, I think, pretty much the same. I pitched them down. And let's see. Just reverb on those things. I think I pitched them down to, what are we in?
That's fire.
We're in D minor. I think I have a guitar fill here. For that one, I did use just built-in Logic pedal board distortion, just as a preset called Boutique Grit. I think I use that on a lot, maybe the rest of the guitars. The panel board plugin. This is the nylon. Again, pedal, old school R&B. I was just messing with some effects here. Again, another pedal board, tube vibe. I just go through presets. I'm a huge preset lover.
Yes.
So, a lot of times I don't have time to tweak and build my own unless I literally say I'm going to take an hour and build my own presets. And I usually just do that for plugins that I'm working with. Talking, I have this flange.
Yeah, I heard that. It was like an auto wah.
And then when I was listening to it, I think it's a little too much. So I might take half of these out. But every 8 bars.
That was not too much.
That's sort of turn around. It's a little much. Maybe I'll turn it down. I
was actually looking forward to that part because it broke it up. It brought it back to, because a lot of the track felt like trailer, but that brought it back to like a turnaround for a beat. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So I like that. If you're doing it for trailer, and I, maybe take it out, but for a beat, I feel like that's the part of the beat where the rapper about to say something real ill and then go back to the cadence.
And that's the other thing I've been doing. I've been doing trailer hip hop. So this year I've been focusing on like the video games. That's what they're using. They're using trailer hip hop. A lot of movies are using trailerized hip hop, or they're trailerizing like Biggie Smalls and Bone Thugs and Harmony and like the hip hop songs. But sometimes they don't have the budget for that, so they're gonna go find like a similar vibe. So rappers can get like on a track like this. They just have to make sure there are trailer sort of techniques and things, but that's the vibe. So I've been sort of blending everything I've been learning with sync licensing. Last year I've been studying a lot of the trailer music and blending all that together, and like it's all coming together.
Nice,
with
man.
learning these things.
This
I can
is
go on
amazing.
and on. That's a whole like hour, 2-hour masterclass. But
This is like, we need to sample this and make a 3BL commercial. And just be like, 3 producers get together.
I like the intro.
each week. All right. What did you say, Minnie?
No, that was dope. I'm still blown away by how great that was. That was awesome. Everyone's great. So just putting that out there.
All right. And without further ado, Minnie producer.
All right. Yeah.
It's FL.
FL.
Yes.
First
No.
time FL on this podcast, which is crazy.
Oh, yo, I gotta get a grip. Obviously I have no idea how to use my share of the screen, so we're gonna try that again. Very soon. All right. We'll get this together. All right. So here we go.
Minnie, that's major.
Not the
Yo.
fade out. Not the fade out.
Yo, E,
Fade
you
out.
missed SFL yet?
I do. I do.
Yo,
I'm
this
coming
is
home.
like, this first off, this needs a singer right away. This is
I
like
feel
a
like
trunk
Tyrese
rattling.
2023 sweet lady.
It kind of had some R&B vibes for real. Maybe it was
Yeah.
that guitar.
Dang,
Yo.
bro.
I need that 808 chain.
Yo, first of all,
These
the
are insane.
808 is so dry. There's nothing on here. Nothing.
Wow.
It's so nothing that I actually forgot to take out some of the high end. So we're just gonna pretend I did that and act like edit
What-
right. But that's all I would do.
What is that 808?
This is the Astro 808, but in Cash Money AP's kit. I guess because I use because I make sure it's in key. It's some so apparently it's in my Slice Beats. It's in some kit. I think it's a foreign tech kit somewhere. I'm gonna show you because I use this 808 a lot. I have a lot of kits.
Look at all those kits. Look at all the kits.
Right here.
Wow.
Cash Money, AP, and Foreign Tech giving him free promo right now. Mob Taj Part 2. That's true. So
that's crazy. It's like saturated perfectly.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. So I guess to where I get into the breakdown. So I really kept this fairly basic. I did pitch this 2 semitones down. So I pitched everything 2 semitones. Because this was originally at F minor, so it's D sharp now. And then also I made it faster because it was originally a 128 beats per minute. I put it at 142 because I don't really like slow vibes. I think it's just because I'm always going fast in my chair, maybe. So I don't know how to slow down. Oh, but I wanted to make it a little faster. And then, yeah, I mean, really just kept it fairly simple. I have this like effect that you typically hear in drill beats. Because I just want to start it up. Then I had to have my mini that's major tag in there. And then I just added this like guitar part because I just wanted like little pieces to come in as far as the intro. And then my late mentor, when he was alive, Simon Illa, he used to tell me just kind of do different fun things. So having like this little vocal part before it leads into like the hook part. So just something, you know. And then as far as the 808 goes, I have 2 808 patterns. So this is the first one. So well, I just, you know, messed around with that. And then what I wanted to do as far as this part with the rim, it kind of honestly reminds me of some like Timberland vibes, not purposely, just, I don't know, what I was listening to. I was like, oh, this kind of reminds me of, as far as patterns go, but maybe it's just me. Anyway, as far as the rim sound, well, I wanted to just, my favorite part is this. Like, that's my favorite part because I just feel like it adds a different bounce. And then, yeah, I mean, like I said, I got a second 808 that comes in here. And then on the pad part, I broke it up into like this part at the beginning. I just sliced it and made it twice over here. Just so it sounded cool. And then I did this at the end. So it kind of just something cool. But for my beats, like I like to keep things fairly simple, but also interesting at the same time. Especially when I'm using loops, I don't, because I know you gave me a lot of different stems to work with, and I only use 3. So you know, I keep it fairly simple. That's just because
disrespecting the stems.
Yeah, I know, right? I have an emphasis on the drums. Like that's typically like where my brain goes, is putting more emphasis on the drums and the arrangement of the beat, because that's my favorite part of doing beats is the drums and the arrangement. So that's what you get. And I just had fun with this. I felt like it's just a cool vibe. It could go either way, like you said, with a singer or someone rapping, but I just had a fun time.
Cool. This is dope, man.
And then effects wise, very simple. Like I don't put a lot of effects. I've had some like reverb, you know, EQ, make this a little wider kind of thing. I just love this BST. And
which is free, by the way.
It's free. Yes, I love the free.
Which one?
Okay.
Infected mushroom one?
Yep. No, the wider. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So that one is free. So you know, I'm always down for the BSTs that I can get that are still great.
They have
some costs.
They make what is it? Because it's kind of like a cool vocal joint. Hang on, I'm gonna give you the name because that is included in one that is not free, but it is actually worth looking at. It's called Manipulator.
Oh, okay.
If you ever seen that, they have that stereo like effect as part of it, and it's like a vocal kind of like transformer. You could change the format and stuff like that. It's pretty dope. But anyways,
nice. Sorry. Another one y'all should check out if you haven't is called Fin Micro. I don't know if y'all have heard of that one.
Yep.
This is
Which is also free.
yeah.
Oh,
I got put onto that one by one of my producer buddies, Rob Fox. He told me about that, so figured I'd put it out there. But yeah, I had fun with it, and I feel like it's a cool vibe, and it was great.
yeah, this
Thanks.
is dope,
I-
man.
Thanks
I
for
Yeah.
listening.
love all the trigger points in here, like the double up, the triple stutter step, like those parts grab me in, and then like the vocal sample you threw in there at the end of the first verse. It really, I was waiting for that to come back for the whole track, and I'm glad it didn't. But when it happened, it was one of those points where you knew, like, okay, it's about to, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And I love that in there because it happened so subtle. It wasn't overused,
yeah,
but at the same time, it made the impact that it was supposed to make. So, like, as a rapper, you got to know, like, that 4-bar section prior to that sound got to be completely fire. You can't be trash right there. You gotta, you know what I mean? Because it's
Yeah.
calling all the attention to you. So I love that you use that. I love like I said, the double up, the triple, like all of those sound dope to me.
Thank you.
This is like, if you use the loop of a sample or of a beat pack, this is how you do it.
Ah, man.
If you're gonna use it as a loop, this is how you do it. You make it a whole different track. I like that.
Yo, thank you. Wow. I hope y'all got this on the record so I can take this one clip and let them know what it
It's
is.
on YouTube forever.
It's
Right.
on
Yes,
YouTube
there we
forever.
go.
You could
I
clip
love it.
away. Clip
I
away.
appreciate y'all.
So Minnie, give us let us know what you want to shout out in terms of where people can find you, what do you got going on, where are you going to be speaking next? How can we keep
When you
following
coming
you?
back to 3 Beats Later?
No, I'm
Yeah.
definitely coming back. Like anytime I'm ready. Like this is so fun, actually. Now that I think
If
this
you-
is really dope.
If you have an idea for a beat challenge too, if you're just kind of sitting there like, oh, that'd be dope if we did this, definitely hit us up. You could do a takeover, and the show becomes your show basically for that week. So, but
Oh,
yeah,
man,
let us know. Let
say
the people know.
less.
How do we find you? How do you find you?
You can find me at Mini Producer. As everyone said in the beginning, I'm everywhere, so you will find me. I will be on your phone screen, and you're like, there he is again. So just look up MINIPRODUCER. I'm there. And my website, of course, is miniproducer.com. You can check out beats. And the price that you see today may not be tomorrow. So
Oh, the day's price. It's not
not-
the day's price.
so please don't be fooled. Of course I'm all about helping the community. However, at the same time, it's a balance. But this month I'm generous. I'm always as generous as possible, but just want to say that, like, if you see that now and you're like, yo, Minnie, what happened? It changed. I'm sorry. But here it is. Anyway, but yeah, you can check me out, miniproducer.com. Go grab some beats. Go hit me up, say hello. I try to get back to people. As mentioned, I'm not really a DMs guy too much. I like emails, but serious inquiries really only, just because I got a lot of things to do in my day. So unfortunately, I don't have time to like talk for 30 minutes or talk on the phone. A lot of people want to give me their numbers, and I truly appreciate that. It is flattering. I don't really have time to talk on the phone just randomly. But you can say hey, and I'll say hey, and then there we go. So that's that. Anyway, but I appreciate the time.
Said hey.
Yeah, if you want to say hey, I'm gonna be like, what's that little baby song? He had a whole song, right, where he's like, hey, that's me.
Yeah.
Like, we're just gonna be hey, back and forth.
Right.
No, but I appreciate being on here. Y'all are all dope. Wow. Y'all just really showed me some things. I'm like, dang, leveling up. So I really
That's what
appreciate
it's
it
about.
in a different way, definitely a new perspective on creation and things like that. But this was fun. I appreciate it.
Man. Appreciate you coming, man.
Had me bring
thanks
out a new
lot.
bow tie for this. You know what I mean? So,
Appreciate that.
you know what I'm saying? That's real.
We got to we have to come up with our next challenge. I know you've been talking about this, but the radio.com
Do you have
website,
your iPad connected, but you can share that?
I could just share my screen. I could
Okay,
do. They do have a web version. I
Oh, they
believe.
do. Okay, so
I think so.
well, before we do that, Minnie, do you have a song that you want to throw out there that we should sample for our next week challenge that you are also down to participate in?
A song?
Any song, any genre, any artist that we should sample for next week within the next 6 days or 7 days?
Yo, I feel like so on the spot, but I've been wanting an R&B record to be flipped because R&B is not my specialty personally. So I have been wanting to infuse that with what I already do. So any R&B record would be dope. Maybe not Stevie Wonder because that would be like copywritten so quick. Well, depending on how you flip it. Hey,
It's true.
I
Oh,
do
we've tested the waters of all ways to get copywritten.
Yeah, so I love some Stevie Wonder, but I love an R&B record flip like that.
All right, so give us a decade. Give us a decade.
A decade, the 90s, yo, because I was born in 95. Okay, so I feel like I gotta claim it. But the early 2000s might be kind of cool though, because I feel like everyone goes with the 90s. But who is sampling with the early 2000s? I feel like that would be fun because, I'm good either decade. Honestly, I just want somebody to flip. I just want to flip. I just want to be on here.
95. We could do 95 in honor of Mini Producer's birthday.
Yes. Wow.
95 R&B. But what else? Come on, give us a little more. Artist.
Artist.
Male or female? If you don't want to narrow down to an artist, male or female.
How about, I feel like we got to do male because I feel like a lot of people do female flips. Like when it comes to sampling, I feel like that's like the easy way to go. Not easy. I don't want to say that. Hold up. I don't want people to come at me like, it's not that easy, So I would say, let's go with the male flips because I feel like that's
95 male tracks. Y'all heard it
yo,
here. You got 7 days.
I feel like that could be something different because I don't know.
I'm with it.
Maybe it's just me. I just always feel like it's
95
flip for songs.
Male.
No, I agree. I do think that like the female R&B songs are easier to grab hold of because they're easier to transpose, right? The male, a lot of the male songs are in lower octaves already. You know what I'm saying? They're kind of like pitched already to the point where it's made for a lower voice. So a lot of those songs for female artists in the 90s, especially in the 90s, you got Babyface, you got Jimmy Jam, Terry Lewis, you got Teddy Riley. And now a lot of those tracks are higher energy tracks or higher pitch tracks. So I think that you just gave us a dope challenge.
You know what would be dope though? I want to add to it. I would want to hear it where it would be perfect for TikTok. Because I say that because TikTok like is speeding up things now. So I think that could be kind of cool too to throw out there. Like, could you hear it on TikTok kind of thing? You know what I mean?
Okay.
So I don't know. I feel like that's such a millennial thing for me to say. Maybe,
that's what's trending right now, man.
But that's what's trending. So I was like, dang, like what could you hear on TikTok?
Okay. All right. So and all of the beats for next week. So Mini Producer will be back.
I will be. Oh man, see,
you have no choice now. You locked yourself in, man.
I locked myself in.
We keeping you trapped. You're not even coming out the room. You can't leave.
I can't leave.
You stand in the room until next week.
See, I opened my mouth up and said TikTok, so now I gotta really get with the program.
So everybody who's gonna rock with us next week is 1995 R&B male tracks sampled and made to a track that you could drop on TikTok. We will also drop each track on our TikTok page.
Yo, let's get it. Yo, this is crazy. I'm done.
Open verse challenges, all of them.
Open verse challenge, all of them. Open verse challenges. And we tagging producers. Wow. If you send us a beat, we tagging producers. We tagging, you know what I'm saying, everybody who is part of this joint.
I've created a monster right now.
I'm sure we tag Reason because Reason he's been going crazy with those open verse challenges.
Who has
this cat named what's his TikTok?
Source Academy
Kid.
Source Academy Kid. Dope rapper.
He's crazy. Fire, man. Fire. Up from Buffalo, New York. Dudes.
We got some good options though. This is how we do it. Exhale. Oh no, that's Whitney Houston. Sorry. You Are Not Alone. We got some options.
Yeah, 95 was good.
Gangsta's Paradise, yo. We're gonna be okay. Everything's gonna be all right. We're gonna be okay, yo. Yeah, because I'm over here. Yeah.
I think I'm gonna do something that probably I shouldn't, but I think I'm gonna sample 95 R. Kelly.
Okay. You're testing the waters. I won't be doing it, but you do that.
Yeah.
You go ahead and do that.
I'm gonna not touch that.
I'm not gonna touch it. You know.
But
You
if it's
can't-
fire, though,
Hey, if it's fire, listen, yours is probably gonna go viral because they're gonna be like, wait a second,
Right.
you know, and say, hey, listen, you do that. I'm gonna be over here. I'm gonna find somebody, and we're gonna get on that. We're gonna get on that. It's gonna be fun.
Because 95 was Bump and Grind album.
There you go.
Well, you know,
Yeah.
I just
Of age, at least. Of age.
I'm gonna be over here, you know.
He can't help himself.
I gotta protect my brand. You know what I mean? I ain't trying to.
All right, you know what? Since you're gonna be
You
on
know
the
what I
show,
mean?
I'll leave R. Kelly off.
Yo, I try to, you know, I'm not trying to have nobody come at me, okay? I'm trying to, I gotta get these brand deals. I don't want nobody like,
Yeah.
I don't want to
See,
ruin
look at
your
that
deal with
episode.
Target.
Play
Yo.
it safe.
try to be on Target commercial. No, it's gonna be fun, yo. I'm looking forward to
I'm
this.
excited. Now
Same time, same grind. Okay. Anyway, all right.
All right. Well, that's it. Thanks for rocking with us, everybody. Come check us out next week. We're gonna do same type of thing. Share our creations. Send us your beats if you make any. You could just, DM us on IG. We're at 3 Beats Later. Also, you might not see me for a little bit because I'm about to go into the cave of having my second baby right around the corner.
Congratulations.
So yeah, that's about to happen, and that means E or somebody has to run the show. All right, everybody. This is
Listen, man.
great.
Thank
Mini
you, the
producer.
fingers. Thanks, Minnie.
Thank you.
Thanks, Minnie.
Peace out.
Peace out. We'll see y'all
Peace.
next week.
Peace.
Everybody
See y'all
will be
next
back.
week.
All
All
right.
right.
Peace.
All right.